Hello, True Crime Stories family. Welcome. Buster Murdaugh sat at his father's trial emotionless and stoic through the entire trial. He even testified and allegedly committed perjury under oath trying to protect his father. When his father was found guilty of murdering his mother and brother, he kept himself together in front of everyone in the courtroom, but when Buster got outside, he broke down. He broke down crying uncontrollably, and his uncles had to carry him to the car. Then they whisked him off to Buster's island. What appeared to be the perfect family. Richard Alexander Murdaugh Jr., aka Buster, was born in Savannah. In 2000, Alex and Maggie moved their family to Hampton. Buster was 3 or 4 years old. He attended Hampton Elementary School and Wade Hampton High School. After graduating from Wofford College in 2018, Buster was kicked out of the University of South Carolina School of Law the next spring for what court records show were low grades and plagiarism. Alex really wanted his son Buster to become a lawyer like him. From inside his jail cell in the fall of 2021, an undeterred Alex schemed to get his son back into law school. On a prison call, Alex reminded his son Buster that after his second chance, he wasn't going to get another one. He encouraged him to hang around the dean's office and stay in close touch with Butch Bowers, an attorney and well-connected Columbia fixer who the elder Murdaugh paid $60,000 to get Buster readmitted to law school. Alex told Buster not to feel bad about bothering Butch because he's been paid very well for all of this. Buster loves sports, hunting, and fishing. His father also loves sports too. Alex played football in college where he got injured. He had to get surgery on his knee. After his surgery, he started taking opioids for pain, but he was a functioning addict that managed to coach his sons, Paul and Buster, while he was high off pills. Alex coached every little league team his sons played on when they were little up, until they started playing for schools that had coaches. The Murdaughs allegedly got the Wade Hampton High School baseball coach Steve Kemmerlin fired because Buster didn't make the team. He must have offended the Murdaughs by telling them the truth. Buster probably needed more practice to make the team. Instead of Alex hiring someone professional to train Buster and help him become better at the sports he played, the Murdaughs figured that they would show everyone how much power their family had and got the coach fired because they didn't agree with him. The Murdaughs always got their way, and those who crossed them did so at their own risk. The Hampton County Guardian reported unconfirmed rumors of backroom dealings and nepotism, which the district and Libby Murdaugh denied at the time. I know Buster loves his dad, but did he lie for his dad while on the stand testifying? If so, what was Buster and Alex trying to hide from everyone? Does Alex have secret lawsuits that he paid off already? Did Alex get caught stealing from his victims sooner than we all think? My theory is that Alex started stealing from his clients ever since he started his career as a lawyer. He became a lawyer to prey on people. He didn't have any intentions to help people. He only cared about helping himself and his family live an extravagant lifestyle off his victims' money. Anytime Buster needed money, he would text his dad, and Alex would give him stolen money. That is one of the reasons why some people still have animosity towards him. Buster unconsciously lived a good life off the backs of poor people with their stolen money. That just don't sit right with some people, but there are some people that say leave Buster alone and give him privacy to grieve. Early on, some of Alex's victims knew something wasn't right with Alex because he wasn't giving them updates about their case, and he was taking too long to settle their case. Alex's behavior was suspicious to some of his victims. Some who were badly injured and some who died, so they knew they had a case but weren't getting paid. I believe some of his victims got impatient and frustrated with Alex after waiting so long for their settlement money to come, so they got another lawyer to look over their cases, only to find out that Alex had settled his victims' cases and already paid. Alex could have quietly settled with the victims' lawyers out of court and paid some of them off with the money he got paid from the insurance company after he tried to burn down his house in 2009. Did the pressure to settle these secret lawsuits lead Alex to try and burn down his own house in Hampton before he sold it? Here is the article. Why would Buster lie for his dad? Buster probably was trying to protect his father and the Murdaugh's family name from further humiliation. That information would have been evidence of more financial crimes and more victims that the investigators didn't know about. Buster allegedly got on the stand and could have possibly committed perjury if he was lying. Buster said they moved from the house in Hampton because Hurricane Matthew blew trees on the house and caused damages.
At some point in time, did your parents buy this property off Moselle Road?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember roughly when that was?
Right around 2012, I think. I would have been a sophomore in high school.
And when that property was first purchased, did you move out to Moselle, or are you still living in Hampton?
So we had a house in Hampton and also purchased the property at Moselle, which had a house. And for the beginning stages of owning Moselle, Hampton was still working as our primary residence. But I believe it was Hurricane Matthew, or one of the hurricanes came through and blew a bunch of pine trees over on the house. So it had to get work done to it. And from that point, we moved out from Hampton to Moselle while the house was getting fixed. And more or less, it just kind of, it never transitioned back to Hampton. It just almost like Moselle became the primary residence.
Paul's friend Will Loving said something different about why the Murdaughs moved from their house in Hampton while he was on the stand testifying. Will Loving said Alex sold his house in Hampton to pay for these secret lawsuits, then they moved to Moselle. Who do you believe? Buster or Will?
Right,
That's correct.
had the Moselle property.
That's correct.
Did they have another property at one point in time?
Yes, they did. They had their house in Hampton.
Did they ultimately sell that property?
Yes, they did.
What was your understanding as to why they sold that property?
You can answer if you know.
It was just through the grapevine to help pay for some of the lawsuits that they were under.
The objection is sustained.
You say through the grapevine. Did you ever have a conversation or were privy to a conversation with Alec about that?
No, sir.
When you, did you have a conversation or were you privy to a conversation with Paul about that?
We talked about the house being sold, but I don't believe he ever told me that that's what it was for.